Nearly 1 in 5 Americans claims to have seen or felt a ghost. That's millions of people who have experienced something they can't quite explain, something that lingers in the back of their minds long after the moment has passed. That's not just a statistic, it's a window into how real these experiences are for so many. For some, it's a fleeting chill or a strange sound. For others, it's a memory that never fades, a story they carry with them for years. These aren't just stories, they're events that happen in the places we're supposed to feel safest, our homes. The living room where you gather with family, the hallway you walk every night, suddenly feel unfamiliar, even threatening. Most people encounter a fleeting moment. A door slams, a shadow flickers. It's easy to brush off, to blame on the wind or an old house settling, but what if you don't leave? What if you stay, night after night, surrounded by the same walls, the same echoes, the same sense of unease that never quite goes away? The house itself becomes a character, and the haunting reveals itself slowly, not in jump scares, but in a creeping psychological grind. The atmosphere thickens and every room seems to hold its breath. A lockdown isn't a thrill-seeking adventure, it's a test of patience and vulnerability. You're not just facing the unknown, you're facing your own fears, your own doubts, and the limits of your endurance. The initial excitement fades fast, replaced by a heavy, oppressive atmosphere. The silence grows louder, and time seems to slow down, stretching each minute into an hour. Every creak, every gust of wind becomes suspect. Even the most ordinary sounds take on a new, unsettling meaning. You question everything. Was that the house settling or something else? Is your mind playing tricks, or is there really something there, just out of sight? The goal is to move past fear and reach a state of heightened awareness, to document and understand what lingers within those walls. It's about searching for answers, even when you're not sure you want to find them. Surviving a month in a haunted house isn't about ghosts leaping out. It's about enduring the slow, relentless pressure of the unknown. It's about learning to live with uncertainty and finding strength in the face of fear. It changes you, stripping away your defenses and forcing you to confront things you never expected. You come out the other side different, more aware, more cautious, and sometimes more haunted than before. This is the reality behind every investigation we undertake. It's not just about chasing shadows, it's about understanding the stories, the people, and the places that refuse to let go of their secrets. The first week is deceptively calm. There's a strange peace in the air, as if the house itself is holding its breath, waiting to see what you'll do next. You arrive energized, curiosity and adrenaline mixing in your veins, but the house greets you with a heavy, unnatural silence that seems to press in from all sides. It's the honeymoon period, the quiet before the storm. Every sound is amplified, every whisper of wind or distant creak feels loaded with meaning. You're not yet attuned to the house's quirks, so every creak feels like a warning, every groan of the old wood a secret being kept from you. The silence is a test. It's as if the house is measuring your resolve, seeing how long you can last before nerves begin to fray. The house is watching, waiting to see if you're just passing through or if you're truly here to uncover its secrets. You spend these days setting up cameras, recorders, EMF meters, your only companions in the dark. Each device is a lifeline, a way to make sense of the unknown. The waiting is the hardest part. Hours stretch on and the silence grows heavier, making you question what you're really waiting for. It's just you, the darkness, and the sense that you're being observed. Shadows seem to move at the edge of your vision, and you wonder if you're truly alone. By the end of the week, you start to adapt. The unfamiliar becomes routine, and you find a strange comfort in the repetition. You learn the house's rhythms, its noises, its shadows. You begin to recognize which sounds are harmless and which ones demand your attention. Just as you settle in, the house reminds you you're not alone. A moved object, a sudden scent, a subtle shift in the air. The ordinary becomes extraordinary in an instant. These are the first breadcrumbs, the subtle invitations into the deeper mystery. Each clue is a promise that something more is waiting to be found. The real investigation is about to begin. You steel yourself, knowing that the calm is ending and the unknown is about to reveal itself. The silence is over. Now, the house starts to speak. Every flicker of light, every unexplained noise is a message waiting to be understood. You realize comfort is an illusion here. Even in moments of rest, the house never truly lets you forget where you are. The unknown is always waiting, just beyond the edge of the light, ready to draw you deeper into its secrets. After the silence, the sounds begin, phantom footsteps, rhythmic and deliberate, echoing through empty rooms. You freeze, knowing you're alone, but the footsteps persist. Then come the voices, captured on recorders as whispers, sighs, or even shouts, often saying your name. Hearing your name whispered back from the darkness is chilling. Other sounds defy logic. Marbles rolling on carpet, old music with no source, doors slamming with no draft. Knocks and bangs, often in threes, rattle your nerves and keep you on edge. These sounds aren't random. They're a form of psychological warfare designed to wear you down. You can't relax, the house won't let you. The entities are making their presence known, claiming their space. The symphony of the unexplained is the house's language, a mix of fear, intimidation, and sometimes a desperate plea for help. Every sound is a message. Every night the volume increases. You're never truly alone. Visual phenomena in haunted houses are rarely like the movies. No transparent ghosts, just fleeting, unsettling glimpses. Shadow figures dart across hallways, blocking out light for a split second before vanishing. Objects move on their own. Keys slide, books fall, doors creak open or slam shut. Sometimes toys roll across the floor or chairs rock in empty rooms. Light anomalies, intelligent orbs, unexplained flashes appear on camera, responding to questions or moving with purpose. The rarest sight is a full-bodied apparition, a solid figure in period clothing, seen for just a moment before fading away. Seeing one erases all doubt. These moments are life-altering, confirming that the boundary between worlds is thinner than we think. The house reveals itself in glimpses, never fully, always leaving you wanting answers. Every sighting deepens the mystery. You start to question what's real. Extended stays in haunted locations take a toll, not just mentally, but physically. Chronic stress floods your body with adrenaline, leaving you exhausted and vulnerable. Sudden cold spots, like walking into a freezer, are common, often measured as dramatic temperature drops. Spirits are believed to draw energy from the air, leaving behind these chilling pockets. Physical contact is real. A touch, a tug, sometimes scratches or bruises appearing without explanation. Aggressive entities leave marks. 3 parallel scratches, a sign of something darker. High EMF levels can cause paranoia, nausea, and even hallucinations, blurring the line between natural and supernatural. Your body becomes a receiver for the house's strange energy. After a month, you feel drained, as if something has been slowly siphoning your strength. The haunting is as much physical as it is psychological. The real battle is with your own mind. Isolation, fear, and sleep deprivation warp your sense of reality. You become paranoid, convinced you're being watched, even when nothing is there. The sensed presence phenomenon is overwhelming, a feeling that someone is in the room pressing in on your consciousness. Emotional transference is real. Anger, sadness, or despair that isn't yours can suddenly overwhelm you. The house uses your emotions as a conduit, turning your mind into a battleground. By the end, you're changed, jumpy, anxious, plagued by insomnia and doubt. The psychological scars linger long after you leave. The experience forces deep introspection, sometimes even a spiritual crisis. You faced the unknown and survived, but the house leaves its mark. The haunting follows you even in daylight. Sleep is both a necessity and a liability in a haunted house. The witching hour, 3 to 4 a.m., is when activity peaks, and just as you drift off, something jolts you awake. Sleep deprivation breaks down your defenses, making you more open to paranormal influence. Some believe exhaustion thins the veil, allowing you to perceive more. Nightmares become vivid, often mirroring the house's tragic history. Sleep paralysis is common, awake but unable to move with a heavy presence pressing down. Cognitive function declines, emotions run wild, and your memory becomes unreliable. That's why documenting everything is critical. Your mind can't be trusted. The cameras and recorders are your only objective witnesses. In the end, sleep deprivation is both a curse and a tool for deeper investigation. Around week 3, the activity peaks. The house fights back. Subtle phenomena escalate into chaos. Footsteps, slamming doors, objects flying all at once. This is a poltergeist storm designed to overwhelm and drive you out. Physical contact becomes aggressive. Shoves, scratches, even being held down. The air feels charged with anger and malice. It's no longer a passive haunting, it's a confrontation. Surviving this requires willpower and determination to keep documenting, even when fear screams at you to run. These moments yield the most compelling evidence. The house is desperate to keep its secrets. If you withstand the storm, you might finally get answers. Leaving after 30 days is surreal. Sunlight feels foreign, almost too bright, as if you've stepped into a world that no longer fits you. The air outside is fresh, but it carries a strange weight, as if the house's energy clings to your skin. Everyday sounds, cars, birds, distant voices are suddenly jarring, almost overwhelming after so long in silence and shadow. You've survived, but the experience doesn't end at the door. The threshold is just a line. What happened inside follows you out. Sometimes, a spirit follows you home. Spiritual attachment is a real risk, and it can feel like something unseen is always just behind you. Strange activity can continue in your own house. Objects move on their own. Whispers linger in the corners, and you might hear your name called when you're alone. The sense of being watched persists, making even familiar spaces feel unsettling and foreign. That's why spiritual cleansing is essential after a lockdown. Rituals like burning sage or using protective symbols can help reclaim your space and peace of mind. Even without an attachment, the psychological echo lasts. Trouble sleeping, jumpiness, and a mind that replays every unexplained sound. A new fear of the dark settles in, making nighttime feel longer and more uncertain than before. You've glimpsed behind the curtain and you can't unsee it. The world feels different, as if you now know a secret you can't share. The evidence, EVPs, shadow figures, and chilling recordings, remind you that what you experienced was real. Physical interactions and captured phenomena validate the experience for others, turning your story into proof. We endure the fear and exhaustion to bring back proof that we're not alone, so others can see what we've seen. The month becomes a testament to the reality of the paranormal, a chapter in a story that's still being written. If you want to see more evidence, hear more stories, and join us as we uncover the unknown, subscribe and follow our journey. Your curiosity fuels our search for answers. There are more voices waiting to be heard, and more mysteries left to explore.